active, encoded with the passion. Behold all the magic. Melanite stone, see my throne and I grab it. We the new royalty. Yeah, the thing's about to happen. Decode my DNA, these other beings try to cap it. Abundance in my frequency, so deep in every fabric. Flare from the sun like a gun when it's blasting. Photon boost my light body everlasting. Do it with a passion when the solar plex tapping. Anything you imagine, better reach so you can grab it. Financial freedom gon' free me from the frequency. Lower vibration.
Now available at awalkwithancestors.com.
I'm doing it right. Self-care, self-love, selfish. Self-care, self-love, selfish. And I want you to know that I did try my best with you. I cut off all my hoes, that was just for you and I.
My name is Sean Edwards, and I'm the business owner of Harvest Painting Impressions, and I provide interior and exterior painting and deck staining services to all residential and commercial clients. At Harvest Painting Impressions, I embody the perspective that every home or property has a look and quality of its own, and my primary goal with you as a valued customer is to accentuate the look of your home by adding life to it through the art of applying color. With Harvest Painting Impressions as a customer, you will have the option to acquire a variety of service options, promotions, senior discounts, material and labor warranties included with any project. In addition to that, I value the opportunity to provide you with a free and comprehensive service plan that is simple and specifically designed to promote quality performance and, most importantly, your satisfaction. For your free estimate, you can contact me at area code 815-590-6489.
Greetings. How are y'all doing? Greetings. Well, another day in the simulation, y'all. We is here. I hope y'all are having a great day. I hope y'all are doing well. We probably won't be on here very long, but I did want to just jump on because I was going to come on, and I'm doing well. Gratitude, everyone, for asking. Hey, Miss Samantha, Miss Shelley. Hey, Chaz. Hey, to my mods. Hey, Miss Felicia. Hey, Lakeivia, Mary, Promise, Gigi. Hey, Keeve, Pure Beauty, Loki, Kimberly Perry. How are y'all doing, y'all? Greetings and gratitudes, motherfuckers. Well, hey, motherfuckers. Hey, motherfuckers. Okay. So we won't be on here long, but we're going to do a quick little cross watcher, okay? Little crosses, see what those crazy karmics are up to. But there is, listen, the karmics are they're in a viper energy, child. It is a lot of vapor energy that's out and about. Gratitude that's out and about, and it is lingering. And, you know, we don't just talk about some stuff. A lot of things are backfiring on these people and on the crazy karmics, okay, the cross watchers. A lot of things are backfiring on them, and a lot of things are getting ready to go completely out of control. When I say, you know, we've been talking about this huge arrest, huge bust that is going to take place. And when I say that, I really mean that, because the number they keep giving me, and they have been giving me this number from the very beginning, and it's so many people that I keep saying, like, how is that even possible? They're going to like arrest and indict a lot of these people. Um, I do feel like there is warrants and indictments being signed on, and I'm going to say at the very least, um, or it could be at the very most, but there's going to be like 200. There's 200 people that are being looked at and warrants that are being signed. Okay. So let me just, because that's a lot of goddamn people. You know what I'm saying? But I keep being told this same number over and over again, right? Shit, that's 40 less than 40 less people than this on this live right now. It's 245 people now on this live. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the like button when you come in this motherfucker too. So that's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I do keep hearing that same number, but this isn't just your run of the mill kind of situation here. I really feel like the soul and the spirit is getting ready to lay down the law. Okay. Why did it look like that to me right there? Okay. I feel like the soul and the spirit, the ancestors, they're getting ready to lay down the motherfucking law. I'm not even kidding. People are going to be walked out of their jobs. Like, yeah. I mean, we're talking about postal workers, teachers, bank employees, people that work at the hospitals, daycare providers, and like unemployed people, hotel workers. There's going to be some sort of bust or raid that's going to happen at a hotel. And I don't know if it's like a group of people that are being held up at a hotel, like that's where they're congregating, or that's where they're meeting, or like that's where, some of them may be homeless, and that's just where they're, kind of, what they say in tarot, spiritual birth confirmation. See what I'm saying? I ain't even drank nothing. See that? That's a spiritual birth confirmation. See that? So, because see, we got two different kind of cross watchers going on. Spirit keep repeating the viper. It's some sort of viper. And vipers are serpents, they're snakes, right? But it's some sort of viper energy that is out, that they, these people, and not just the karmics, we're talking about political figures as well, that will be tied up in this whole thing, they are also trying to, and they may have already think they have done it, where they are trying to change like how you can impeach someone. So for them, what they think they're going to do, and I'm going to keep saying that throughout this, what they think they're going to do, right? So, okay, let me write this down because I don't want to get sidetracked. Okay. So they're getting ready to make treason a big thing, right? Connected to the patriotism, right? And they're trying to use Charlie Kirk as this front runner. Now, I saw on TikTok this genome. She went on a deep dive to find out exactly who Charlie Kirk and who Erica Kirk is. And I'm going to play the video here in a second, but she went on a deep dive and found out that Erica Kirk has always worked for Donald Trump. Okay. She's always been his employee from the time that he got her into the pageants and things like this. Like, she went on a deep dive and how Charlie Kirk began working for a millionaire who then paid him an extended amount of money to begin the little group that he has started, right? That they're trying to make this big fundamental foundation that Candace Owens is sucking dick on, okay? And how they have tied them together, okay? He started being mentored by this man. I don't know if he was like 12, 13 years old or whatever, but I'm going to play the video and you'll hear it for yourself. The young lady went on a deep dive on these people, but they're going to try to put up treason. So as you see that they've put up the golden statue of Donald Trump. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this guy. It's everywhere about him and Jeffrey Epstein, right? So now he had Jimmy Kimmel canceled because he's a narcissist, right? And he feels like he can flex his power. It is alleged, and I don't know, but I'm going to tell you, I feel like, yes, where he came from, he came from money, right? With the connections to Nikola Tesla and all of these different things and people and how, but I also feel like he has always had, and this is why I feel like some Melanite women are very drawn to him, to the Don. And I feel like that because I feel that he has always used some sort of practitioners, okay, to get deals done that couldn't be done, to get contracts signed that could not be signed, to become the billionaire that he has become, okay? And so now what I keep seeing is his face on all of these posters with his hand up like this, on all of these posters that I see like they're going to be putting out and on buildings or on billboards, like it's going to be his face everywhere. He needs this because he's neurotic in his thinking and he's narcissistic, allegedly. And they're trying to get rid of, like I told you before, freedom of speech, because when you go into a dictatorship, they like he controls what you can say and what you can't say. See, we're losing freedom of speech. But I told y'all this. I told y'all this was going to be happening. I told you this was going to be happening. And it is happening right before your fucking eyes. He's had Jimmy Kimmel show canceled because he actually told the truth. He paid. Like, if you are asked a question about someone that you claim is your friend, Charlie Kirk, and you say, oh, yeah, you know, but the construction, as you can see, like, you did that. You fucking did that. Why didn't you just fucking apologize? Are you not man enough to just fucking apologize and say, hey, maybe I was a little bit fucking insensitive? You're upsetting me. So he's done that. And now he has the golden statue that is up. But I do not believe that is going to be the only one, right? Why? Because he has to outdo Kim Jong-un, right? He has to outdo that person. Because in North Korea, there's two golden statues, one of Kim Jong-un and his father, right? And he also has some sort of like medallion or something in his hand in the statue. So it's two of those. So now he has to outdo him by having more, right? Because he's going to have others. He's just started with this one that is outside of the capital some fucking where. Now I want you to pay attention because, and please, if you can donate, let's hit the donation. Let's not act like we don't see it at the bottom of the screen. Okay, if you can send a donation, please do that. Gratitude, much love to you. And make sure you hit the like button when you come in here. Gratitude. Now, I want you to pay attention very carefully because it is going to be a law that is passed. Like you can't even touch it. You won't even be able to touch the statue. Like there's going to be like you can't even. They're not even going to when they pass these different things. It's not going to say you can't say anything bad about Donald Trump. But that's what it's going to say. It's going to be under the guise of treason. Like it is going to be like punishable by law if you touch these statues. You're not going to even be able to get close like you want to touch or to take a photo. You're not like these things. You just wait and see what I'm saying to you. Wait on it. Wait on it. It's going to be laws passed behind it. Everything in me tells me that that's why I keep seeing the Statue of Liberty head fall, because I think he's going to want to replace that. Because why? He's from New York. And that's where he's going to want his main statue. This isn't about presidency. This is about a global takeover. There are people that are stationed in different countries in the military that will never touch U.S. soil again. And they may just now be finding this shit out. Remember, we talked about super soldiers being created. Some of them will never touch U.S. soil again. Deployments are going to be happening because they're going to be implementing the draft. See, if you are going to be an able-bodied who's saying you're not able-bodied, right? Then they're going to put you on this list. And on this list, they're going to begin to limit your finances. Because why? He's a fucking narcissist, bro. So you mean you can't serve your country? Well, your country can't serve you. He's going to be trying to limit people's finances if you can't be a part of the draft. They're going to be trying to draft young children. They're getting ready to move the age from whatever the fuck it is, whether it's 18 or 21. They're getting ready to move it down to around 14 or 15 years old. They have already done what I told you that they were going to do, where now they've passed these laws. And again, please understand, they're not laws. These are going to be like amendments, declarations given by the diplomacy of the patriots. When you remember the words that are being used here. So When you say it's against the law, see, these things are going to be changed. They're trying to do away with constitutional rights because they're going to be talking about how some of these things go against patriotism and diplomacy. See, they're going to be putting, let me get my glasses, child. Let me get my phone. Let's look up some of these here things. Let's look it up, Shazby. I told you that was coming, the eradication of benefits. I told you that 2 years ago. My hair was blonde. I had on a pink shirt. And I told you he was getting ready to cut all of these things. He wasn't even president then. I told you that 2 years ago, sitting in a car, world reading, my hair was blonde. I told you that. Bus services, Social Security. I told you all of this was coming. I told you some of this shit was coming back in 2022. I told you it was coming. And we just kind of just allowed it to fucking happen. And we're still allowing it to happen. Diplomacy, the profession, activity, or skill of managing international relations, typically by a country's representatives abroad. The simple definition of diplomacy: the practice of conducting relations and negotiations between nations through peaceful means like dialogue and compromise, or more broadly skilled and tact in dealing with others to achieve desired outcomes without causing conflict. It involves using negotiation, consultation, and other tools to advance national interests, maintain peace, and foster international cooperation. That last part was the most important part that you should remember. It said, and foster international cooperation. Diplomacy simply means don't make me fuck you up. You're going to do what we say do. That's what it means. Don't make us fuck you up because you're going to do what we say do. We're going to get your cooperation. We can get it, we can do it the easy way or the hard way. By saying you're not showing patriotism. Treason, the crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government. That is the most important thing, because treason, you can be arrested, you can be shipped the fuck out of here, okay? You can be it's gonna be a lot of things. Hold on. Patriotism, I know we've went over it before, we're going to go over it again. Patriotism is defined. Gratitude, Brenda Johnson Atkins. I appreciate the donation. And again, if you can donate, please do it. Scrolling at the bottom of the screen, your girl puts her life on the line for you. Patriotism is defined as a deep love, support, and devotion for one's country. Deep love and devotion to one's country, encompassing a sense of national pride and a willingness to defend it and serve it. That goes back into the draft. The willingness to protect it and serve it. Gratitude, RSB. If you're not willing to put your life on the line, protect and serve this country that does not serve or protect you, you're going to be looked at as a non-patriot. A non-patriot means you are showing treason. When we encompass all of that with diplomacy, because it's going to be the new world, meaning that's why they need Canada and all of these other places on board. But see, he's not liked. Their plans are falling through. They are allegedly, plans are falling through, allegedly, and I don't know. I'm just talking out the side of my neck. I'm just saying stuff that just seems right to me because it's freedom of speech. Because they're arresting people for saying things. So if they feel like they can do that, guess what? That means they're telling you freedom of speech is no more. When did that happen? When did that happen? So because there's going to be a one world government, how would that be? There's going to be a panel that stands under a dictator. The dictator see, he doesn't really care when the transition happens because he's always known that it was going to happen, right? When I say transition, I mean the takeover. His body is old. It will not be able to stand the entity entering into its body. Let me not get ahead of myself. Let me play the video. Room together. Let me not get ahead of myself. And I'm not going to be on here long.
Donald Trump's visit to here.
Well, this is something else too. Over in the UK, they did a 9-minute showing on this palace wall outside, and the police could not stop it. And they broke down who the fuck he is and how he is allegedly no good. Okay. It was 9 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna play that, but let me say that to you. Hold on, I gotta find it. I don't know how deep down it is in my thing. I gotta go back up. Hold on. Just bears with me because somebody else just maybe I might have to go to my message because somebody else had just sent it to me again. Yeah, I may have to go into my messages because somebody sent it to me again. Turn my back and I find myself out on the line. You could have warned me, but that would have been too kind. Damn. Hold on, y'all. Child, I done lost it or something. Just give me a second because I gotta find it so I can play it for y'all. That's not it. No, that's not it. Oh, God damn it. If you sent it to me, send it again. Because apparently I didn't fucking lost it. And I shared it. That's the crazy part. And I shared it. Well, let me go down this way. Let me see. Hold on. I see y'all said take my time. Okay. Let me see, because I shared it. Where is he? I need to play it. If you sent it to me, send it to me again because it is gone out of my messages, child. I literally just said, I know somebody else sent it to me. Ain't that crazy? No. Today. Y'all know what video I'm talking about, though? That's what I was just checking my reposts, but I don't even damn see it. It's crazy. The girl is breaking down who they are. Did they take it off? Couldn't be. Couldn't be. Not already. I see those two. But where the other one at? Oh.
Now, I am not a conspiracy theorist.
Here it is.
But what do y'all know about Erica Kirk?
Can y'all hear me?
In 2012, wins Miss Arizona, competes in Miss USA, a pageant owned by ... Trump. Okay, want to know something really weird? So she had said in a podcast that she had never competed in pageants and had never done any modeling before until one day she receives an invitation in the mail to become a model and start doing pageants. And the pageants that she started doing were Miss USA pageants owned by Trump. So she modeled for Trump. She was one of Trump's pageant girls. But did you know that she was also a casting director at the same time that she was doing all of this stuff for Trump? She doesn't specify on her website if she worked as a casting director for Trump, but around the time that she was claiming to be a casting director, she also owned a ministry that was working with the U.S. military in Romania. The area in Romania where she was operating this ministry had a bunch of locals accusing these evangelical ministries of kidnapping children and trafficking them out of the country. These children were being found in the UK, in Israel, and were also being sent to undisclosed private islands. Locals demanded authorities look into it, but they never did. Now, Charlie Kirk really wanted the Epstein files released, but did his wife? Prior to marrying Charlie Kirk, she was a multi-millionaire on her own, and since his passing, she's also amassed all of his wealth plus an additional at least $5 million in donations. She's currently considered the most powerful woman in the United States, with mega fans begging her to run as vice president in 2028. Let's talk about their first date because it was actually a job interview. Back in 2018, 2 years after Donald Trump had started working with Charlie Kirk had hosted a Turning Point USA opening event for one of the offices that they had opened. And Erica and Charlie Kirk were introduced to each other. Charlie Kirk instantly thought that she was beautiful, but thought that she was really smart. And allegedly, one of their mutuals had suggested that Charlie Kirk hire Erica. I'm assuming it was Donald Trump or someone on his team, because Donald Trump had signed on to work with Charlie Kirk, and Erica was already one of Donald Trump's employees. So it would make the most sense for Donald Trump and his team to encourage Charlie Kirk to hire Donald Trump's employees. Anyways, Charlie Kirk DM'd Erica, invited her for a job interview. The job interview ended up turning into a date, and Erica allegedly had said, "You're not going to be my boss, you're going to be my boyfriend." It just seems suspicious.
Something smells real fishy.
Now, there is another one that breaks down Charlie as well and talks about how he came into, the standing with like the older gentleman who was a multimillionaire who paid him to start Turning Point. Okay. Yeah, all of that. So now all of that treason. Okay. This is all planned out. They wanted everybody to think that, Trump was this guy that was being impeached. And, I told y'all, I said, you will be seeing him again. He will enter the White House again. I also told you that he will be your last president. This, I told you probably 4 years ago. Okay. And now we're looking at all of the stuff that I've been saying come to light right now. So now, the diplomacy and the Patriot Act, right? Now, diplomacy was by definition, it says the international, right? But because it's going to be a one world government, right? It's going to be one world. This is called the New World Order. Reason why he's holding the coin, the golden coin, because it's going to be one world currency. He's probably going to be the face of it. It's probably going to be his face on the coin. Right? But it's not going to be an actual coin. It's going to be his currency because he's going to be the dictatorship. He doesn't give a shit. Like I said, there's a movie called Devil something. I cannot even think, but it just came out like 2 years ago or so. And it's an it goes into a lot of different things. It goes and shows like different like angels and how they were holding one, and this old witch, they took two women and was trying to see who could birth this new child, right? And also they were showing you how they were putting the consciousness of other people in babies, and they were telling you who was going to be the parents of these new and old people. All right, like if you've not seen it, it's probably worth the watch. Okay. So all of these things, like you kind of just thought that people were going against him, like they ain't going, he being arrested, he's filing charge. All of that is bullshit. All of that is bullshit. That was all to distract you, so you didn't realize that all of this time he's still been the president, the dictator, because it's already that. It's already that. People just do not believe that this is what's happening. When this comes to your front door, it's going to come to your front door. Excuse me, spiritual birth confirmation. It's going to come to your front door. And like I told you back in 2020, 2021, they are going to be coming in. They're going to separate your children. Now, reason why I told the lady today, I said, but I got a trick for their ass, because I'm going to say to you that this is not going to go the way that they think that they have planned this to go. People are not going to go for it. The good old boys are not going to go for it. There are people in the Federal Bureau of Investigations that are not going to go for it, because some people are on a need to know basis, and they believe they are serving the righteous. They believe they are serving the righteous. So when all of this shit, they may be watching like, she crazy as hell. Well, no, she says some things that be true. Whether you believe me the fuck or not, bitch, there is record of what the fuck I have said, and bitch, it shows up in real time. You understand what I'm saying? It has no choice but to show up. And I'm telling you, as I sit here, y'all's plan is failed. It is foiled. It is not going to happen the way that you think. But I want y'all to know that this is what is the plan. Along with that plan of diplomacy and the patriot, okay? Because again, it's the panel of the patriots or whatever the fuck they're going to try to implement it. It's going to be under state and church, and like they're trying to get rid of basically the separation of state and church, right? They're trying to get rid of federal, period, right? They're trying to get rid of that because that has its own regulations to it. They can't take that. They don't want the federal regulations, right? Because federal regulations has its own statements to it, right? So they need state and church, and they want to combine them, right, under one panel of diplomacy and patriotism. There's going to be a global economy, and it is going to be like rationed, or they want it to be rationed. He is a crook. The whole family are crooks. They have used our alchemy and magic to get to where the fuck they are. It just so happened he wasn't sure what was going to fully happen, right? I don't think he was expecting for his physical vessel to get cancer, right? They cannot come and tell the American public that this man has cancer and he keeps shitting on himself. Stomach cancer. He's being eaten up from the inside. Now, the next on the agenda is the AI, right? So now AI has several different reasons. And let me just say, just in case my page is blocked after this, because they have already blocked one of my other YouTube pages already. They gave me a strike on my other page today. Why? I don't know. Probably because I put up that video about Charlie Kirk, but I put it on my other pages. So that means that they're going to try to come in now and give me strikes on my other pages. You watch and see what I tell you. I'll post it. So AI has several different usages that they have implemented. One, now Don has told you, he said, and I keep stating it, that they have had the technology of AI for a very long time, right? A lot of things that we are watching and we're looking at, even with the news, right? He keeps saying fake news. Well, I got to be honest with you. Some of the things he says is facts, but he knows that you're not going to believe it because you already think he's an asshole and a liar. So you're not going to believe what he's telling you, right? But he is telling you some things that are the fuck fact, like fake news. So he's giving you that little nugget, but he knows you're not going to believe it. But it's universal law. So guess what? Somebody has to tell you. So he's telling you. But again, he knows. He's playing two different sides here. He wants to get what he wants, so he has to play ball on a certain level, but he also has an agenda over here too. And I think that they know it, but they think that he has dissolved this plan here, but I just can't see that he has done that. Okay, so he's playing a double-sided game here. Either way, AI, a lot of things that we are looking at is not real. Now they've told you, oh, the speech that he gave after Charlie Kirk died was AI. Why would it be? Why would that be? Why would he be giving speeches that were like AI giving speeches? Now, how is it that their AI looks better than if you go on CapCut or Video Leap or some shit and you do an AI pic and it'll look like you until it doesn't? Now it's a whole different person's face. So now when you see that, you're automatically thinking they don't really have that technology that we would think that they have, because the AI would look, you would be able to tell some things. You can tell, like when the lady was on the one show and she was pregnant and then a lion came out of her stomach and then she flipped and her body turned around and then she was a snake and all kind of shit, right? So you're like, that's AI, right? But a lot of shit you're looking at is AI. And you have convinced yourself that that's not fact. Why? Because people were out there. Honey, actors were out there. They've done this since the moon landing and maybe before. The majority of the shit that we look at is not real. They give you made up scenarios and stories to push their agenda and to control the narrative of what they want you to see, what they want you to look at. He is the Wizard of Oz. And you are not seeing behind the curtain. They gave you a very pivotal piece of information. If you've ever seen the new Wicked, right? What you found, what, bitch, I'm trying to slap hands, Yehuda. It was the magic of the black girl that was really running the Oz. And they were just waiting for her to come into power. Bitch, you better hear what I'm saying to you. I just told you they've always used the power of black women. I keep telling you this. They told it to you. Why in the movie? Why? Because they have to. It's universal law. You ain't got to believe it, but they're going to tell it to you. They gave you the pivotal point. Remember, they showed you the white witch. That bitch didn't have no power. She ain't had no power, but she was the face. And then you have him. See, that's why they brought Glinda along, because she was the good witch. So if the black girl was so bad, why the fuck did you need her power? Because her power activated everything. And once her power activated everything, she began to understand who the fuck she was, and she knew she the fuck could fly. See, that's figuratively speaking, not necessarily literally. I mean, you probably could in second earth, but figuratively, you can fly because your power is everything. You just don't know it. So they need you to come into your own understanding and belief and command so they can use it, because they understand who the fuck you are. You are the real magic behind the curtain that's running fucking Oz. But they wanted to capture her. Remember, because she's green. She was green, which symbolized a few things. She was green to herself and her own power. And that showed you that, see, they couldn't just make her a melanite, right? They couldn't just make her like us, because that would have its own stigma to it. They needed her to be green, which is why when they show you on the hieroglyphics, they're green. Because why? Because that is really the real power, honey. Because kryptonite, Superman's kryptonite was what? Green. Stop fucking playing with me, bro. So she was green to who the fuck she is, but let me not get beside myself and sidetracked, okay? So now AI is important because they tell you all the time, and from the time I was a little girl, they always say, don't believe half the stuff you see. They don't want you to believe your own eyes. Then they want you to trust your eyes. Well, which one is it? But then you have your president telling you that this shit is fake. This is fake news. None of this is real. But because he has to demonize himself, and he is a demonizer because he's a fucking narcissistic white man. That's what it is. He's the face. And he's okay because this is all he wanted to ever do was gain in power and have the power and the magic. He birthed himself. Barron Trump is him. It's his clone. I keep saying this. That's who's going to rise to power. But I don't think he understood that he was going to be right. But they could be pushing the agenda, right? Because I keep seeing him as a trans woman at some point. I don't know. I can't even make that shit make sense. However, he's an evil genius. He's an evil genius. And again, his name, Baron, means Lord. Okay? Like Baron Smetty, Lord Smetty. I call him Cam, right? He's the Lord, one of the lords of the underworld, just one of them. Okay? Anyway. So AI, now everybody is communicating with AI. You're using AI. They want you to build businesses over AI, although they have shown you from the Matrix to every other fucking movie that, hey, you're going to be in a battle with AI. Although you understand that AI is going to take over your jobs in your world. It's going to leave you penniless. You are still very much in support of it. Why? Because the NPCs are fucking in control. Okay. And so you're not even understanding it, right? You're just kind of following suit because they've made you feel like you need this to become the millionaire that you are already innately that. And so they're using all of these different things to control. Although you keep seeing how everything is being hacked, you're still just like in support of AI. Now, they want you to also accept AI because of the robotics, right? So let's talk about it. I talked to you and I told you about how your phone is a Bluetooth that connects to your brain and it signals like Bluetooth. And that's why you're tethered to your phone, right? That's why you really can't live without your phone. This was all done on purpose. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch that video. And you'll get the whole breakdown of how I told you that your phone connects to your brain like a Bluetooth connected, right? Soon as you get in your fucking car with your shit, it says connected. So you know that your shit is connected. It takes a quick second. Don't worry. Your phone is connected and tethered to your brain like Bluetooth. Now, all of that is done purposefully as well. Why? How does it, Quatita, what does it have to do with robots? Because you won't have a phone after a while. You'll have a robot. See, the phone is going to become your AI. Remember, I told you they want you to make it your best friend. So when they implement it into the robot, this is going to be your best friend. They've already showed you small wonder, right? Because she was a robot and she came. They showed you on the Jetsons. They showed you all of these different things. See, these are the plants and the things even 20, 30 years ago. They need to drop the seed in order for you to accept it today. Remember, I talked about that to you the other day, how they plant the shit ages ago in order for the plan to work today. Okay? Even iRobot and all of these other fucking things, Centennial Man, and then they showed you how in Centennial Man he went from a robot that was of metals to looking like you and I, where people could not tell the robot from the human, right? So now they have showed you that they have these robots with human faces to the point where people are saying, hey, that's my face on that fucking robot. It's probably your consciousness too, and you just don't even know it. So now you're going to have your own personal robot because that's what they want. And it may look like you, right? Because it's going to be your best friend. It's going to look like you. And so when you don't want to get out of bed and don't want to go to work, you can just plug into your robot and right. That's going to also be your phone. Hey, let's use Charlie. Hey, Charlie, can you call my mom, please? calling mom. And then her face is going to pop up on the fucking robot screen. Hey, mom, how are you? What are you doing? Just cooking. And that's what the fuck that's going to be until one day you're going to say, hey, Charlie, call mom. You're not allowed to use the phone today. Excuse me? Charlie, call mom. I'm sorry. Your calls have been suspended. You're not allowed to, but because everything in your fucking house is a smart something, right? Let me just go outside and use the neighbors. No, bitch, you're locked in your house because you're on punishment because your dictator has said so. You better wake the fuck up and see why they want you to be in the smart city. You're being watched in your house. We're being monitored. I know motherfuckers. I be in here talking to them because I know they watching me. They needed me to know that reason why they put the motherfucking shit with the window and all of this shit. They needed me to know what the fuck they can do. I don't give a fuck what you can do. I just exposed you again. And what are you going to do? Change your plan? You're going to change the agenda? Absolutely not. I've spoken it. Absolutely not. I've spoken it already. It's been said already. I keep seeing my computer. I keep seeing my face glitch and all kind of shit. I've spoken it already. You're going to change your agenda? No, we're going to shut the agenda down. It's going to go like you're going to think it's going to go, and that's not what's going to happen. I've spoken it already. They want your robot to be your phone. You're going to be under complete control. They're going to control your wealth, or so they think. They think you're being harvested for fucking food and energy. When you can't understand where this is going or why this is going, they have found ways to manufacture people, but they haven't found a way to manufacture the soul so they can manufacture people to keep your soul generating and your conscious generating in different vessels, which still feeds them the energy, because all they need is for you to grow in the physical vessel that can be consumed, all of it. And then they have you under control. So now you're just, it's population control. No, you are being harvested for their feeding. And you're going to be under, or so they think, full control. Your world is being manipulated as if you are in a tank, like a little mouse. And they're making you, and they're blocking things off to make you go in the way of the maze in which they want you to go, because they believe at the end they're still going to have their way. I foiled that shit right the fuck now. I foil it. We stop it in real fucking time, bro. I don't give a fuck what you think of me. I don't give a fuck what you say. I call out to the soul and the spirit and the ancestors to stop this shit in real fucking time. They're making it legal to marry your small children. That's their pay for the entities like Moloch. That's how they get paid, because they're feeding their negative part of their brain and their salacious, disgusting habits of wanting to lay with fucking children, bro, and drink blood and play in shit. As long as they can keep it secret from the public eye. If you feed the souls to them, this is how we give you power, we give you money, we give you all of the fucking shit that you can have here. But you keep bringing us the souls. See? Well, let me get my good talking ass the fuck off of here. This is Viper energy. Now go and get all of these people that you've been hiring to attack the divine group of original beings. Go get all 200 of them and all of the placements you have put them and the way you have designed them going into people's bank accounts, rerouting their mail. Now go and arrest them. Go get them and make it happen. Solitude de wa, gratitude, y'all. This has been eye-opening. If I need to come back and say anything else, I definitely will. Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right. The parasite. Let's talk about the parasite. Oh, they almost got me. You almost let me off of here without talking about the parasite that you're bringing in from Korea. The living one that attacks the whole system. It's the plan globally. See, the first vid was to lower everyone's immune system. So when they bring in the parasite, your immune system can't fight it off. It's going to attach itself because that's what it's meant to do. Enter into your system, attach itself to your organs as it grows and it festers and it overtakes your whole system and becomes the host. No. 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 Nope. Well, be looking out for that. I showed you the video. I did a live. Some of you don't follow me on TikTok, so you weren't on the TikTok when the soul came through, and he was telling us that's how he passed away. He had just come in from Korea. He's in the military. He had just made like Master Sergeant or something. He was 38 years old. And then yesterday, Mr. Michelle sends me a video of a black guy on TikTok talking about how he had been sick with like what he thought was the flu or COVID or something. And he regurgitated up a species of parasite that ran off. And I know many people probably thought this nigga playing. No. I said it the night before the video. I saw the video. The soul came and told me it's a bug. He said, like Tuskegee. Some people don't even have memories of it. Some of the soldiers don't even have memories of it because they wipe your memory. They control and put you in a trance. So you don't even know that they have implemented the bug, the parasite inside of your system. The shit is going to be like whether it bites you, it could be like a nano. It could be, and yes, I did. I don't know. I heard somebody say, oh yeah, did you see the thing that fell in the guy's backyard and he's been growing it in his freezer, his deep freeze? Yes, I seen it all. It's like nano sized and it can go up in your nose. It can bury itself in your skin. It's a parasite of an entity. It needs a host to survive. Yeah, let's see what y'all do with that. fine if you just transfer $1 billion into my account. I don't know if that's gonna make me shut the fuck up, but it's a start. It's a fucking start. It's a start. Right? All right. All right. Well, let me get my good talking ass off of here. So I still got to do Capricorn and Aquarius. Those are my last two zodiacs I have to do because TikTok has unsubscribed probably about 150 subscribers off of my TikTok and brought me back down. Then they brought me down to 14 and now I'm back up to like 20 something. So if you're subscribed to my TikTok, please make sure you enjoy the horoscopes, okay? Like I said, I have 2 more I have to put up. As you can see, no, I'm not sad. I know y'all thought y'all were going to make me sad by keep trying to do certain things. I'm the fuck okay, and I'm mentally sane. I don't understand what the point is here. Yeah, the Cancer one is up too. Yeah, go check that out. I hope you enjoy it. Some of y'all karmic Cancers, y'all doing a lot. So I am still going to do a sit down, but they were trying to stop my finances, and they by blocking different things and working with different companies to implement charges and trying to just be a pain in my whole asshole because they seem to like assholes for some reason. And so I still plan on sitting down with the little genome that I was going to sit down with, but I might just do it on the live for old time's sake. Unless you block me. Child, all right. Solitude de Wab to the soul and the spirit, the intranet and the simian. Okay. All right. Peace, y'all.